Well, you might know her best, or your kids might know her best, as Superwoman, a title Lilly Singh gave herself back in 2010 when she started posting videos to YouTube as a way to reawaken her creative spirit.
Yo, what if Trump becomes president? If you're having pres problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems and the leader ain't one.
So fast forward a few years and 11 million subscribers later, and Singh is at the top of her own entertainment empire, an empire that now boasts a new book. It is called, and I'm going to let her correct me on this, How to Be a Bawse, a Guide to Conquering Life. And we welcome you to our studio this morning.
Thank you so much. You nailed that, by the way.
Thank you. Did
right
you hear
on.
that, Ben Mulroney?
How to be a boss. You nailed it.
How to be a boss. Okay, so for anybody who's wondering, what is the difference between a boss and a boss?
Great question. Well, a boss is someone you think about in the workplace. You know, someone you take orders from and you hand in work to. A boss is someone who, in every facet of their life, doesn't just survive but conquers.
I love that. And, you know, that is definitely the content of your book. You've taken some of your own personal stories, some of your own journaling. You put it in here as well. But it's not a leadership book. It really is how to get on your own hustle.
Of course, I believe everyone can be their own boss. It's not about how to be successful on YouTube. It's not about how to follow my footsteps. It's about creating your own amazing path with all your unique abilities.
All right, well, you have made it to the top. Forbes calling you the highest paid woman on YouTube.
Yes, thank you.
But it did not start out this way. 10 years ago, being a YouTube star didn't even exist. In 2010, your mom and dad said, we're gonna give you 1 year to try out this crazy fad. What did you figure out in that year?
In that year, I figured out, it's so much work. I know there's this perception that people who create YouTube videos, it's pretty easy. A 5-minute video probably takes 7 minutes to make. I always said I didn't want a 9-to-5 job. Instead, I have a 24/7 job. It is so much persistence, so much consistency, and so much of creating your own path. You know, I can't really look at anyone and follow their footsteps because they've done it before. We're in a completely new space. The digital era is coming in strong, and we're creating a new time.
And you are part of creating that new foundation. When my son saw this book on our coffee table, he rattled off your stats to me. Like, you are a star athlete. Oh, yeah, I mean, he's 10 years old. My kids live on YouTube. And speaking of kids, one of the things I like best about your content is it's very pro-female. You take a lot of sort of leadership. What is this? Wild feminist.
Yes.
I love it. You've got, you know, your hashtag Girl Love was embraced around the world. You are also now a Hollywood actress. You're the author of a book.
Yes.
I want to talk about this book. In this one chapter in particular, you have about your mom saying, don't give everything away. Don't share too much. But is that not the name of the game in social media?
It is. It's always such a fine line because I do vlog every single day on my second channel, and people always ask, like, how do you not go crazy? Just putting so much of your life on display. I think it's important to remember that I still press record. I'm still the one editing. I'm still the one controlling everything. And it's very important to have that conversation with yourself and know that, you know, a video is a video, but you don't have to manipulate your life to create a good video. I'm just being myself on camera, and if people enjoy that, that's all I want.
How do you, Lilly Singh, decide what to put out there and what to hold back?
That's a good question. I will only put out things related to myself. So nothing about relationships, nothing about my friends, nothing about my family. I always remind myself that I signed up for this life, not other people.
You also say no to trolls. And this is almost directly opposite to what other people will teach you when you're creating a brand is, you know, engage with those people, you know, prove yourself. You just back right off. Yeah, I am a big believer on focusing what deserves your attention. It's a little sticky on my computer, and I'd rather reply to 10 positive comments than 10 negative ones. One of the chapters I love best was when you talk about your life as tiramisu. So there's the top fluffy, pretty layer, and then a little bit of the meaty one. And
You
then maybe
read my book.
I sure did.
I love it. Thank you.
So talk to us. And you know what I loved? I loved that you put in there a personal example of yourself when it talks about relationships, because you don't talk about yourself in personal relationships on your channel, so people don't know if you're in or out of a relationship. I'm always just making fun of myself. But that was a very vulnerable moment because, well, you tell us. You said that the top fluffy layer is what you tell people. Exactly. I think when it comes to any situation, we have 3 layers, like a very cute tiramisu. So layer number 1 is what you tell other people. It's very lighthearted. It's very pretty. Layer number 2 is what you tell yourself. So it's a little bit deeper, but it's still not quite the root. Layer number 3 is the real reason you do things. So when you really dig deep, it's that actual issue you need to resolve in life. Great chapter 2 on having values, not hobbies. Why was that important to you to put it? It's important because I feel like, you know, we're all so good at preaching our values on social media. That's what social media is good for. Like, I'm this person, let me make a status about who I am. But we have to remember that true values are what you do when no one is looking, when social media is not present, when the world is making it very difficult for you to uphold your values.
you still have to live in accordance to them,
And
or
you-
else they're hobbies.
And you left space for people to write down what are you values. There's something about writing it down on paper, right?
Of course, there's many parts about the book, little exercises where people can engage and write their own life examples. It's a spiritual experience more than a book, I would like to say.
One of the things I like best about this book is that you put in, and I don't know if they're exact journal entries, but they're episodes from your life from 2010, from when you were starting out, real thoughts, real feelings, and then you compare them to where you're at now.
Yeah.
And you know, for the reader, it's a great chance to sort of see that there's hope.
Exactly. It's called Out of the Blue, the left page being a very dark time period in my life, and the yellow page being a day in my life as Superwoman. And I want the reader to think, well, how did she get from blue to yellow? Well, the answer is everything else that's in the book.
All right, it is definitely worth a read. And you know, I plan on reading it to my kids as well.
Amazing.
So thanks
I
for
love
being
it.
here in the
Thank
morning.
you.
I've been
It's
so
a pleasure.
excited having you here all day.
I'm so excited to be here. This is awesome. Are you kidding me?
Hey, the book is called How to Be a Bawse.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Lilly, thanks for being here this morning.